I know most likely you've seen a couple of videos out there on how to brighten your armpits and keep it smelling fresh. Now, I'm not about to repeat the same thing you've heard a zillion times to you in this video, but in fact, I'm about to give you a routine, something that actually works, tell you things that you can do to brighten your armpits and keep it fresh. Now, these are things that I do, I've been doing for years, truly tried and tested, and it works. Once you're done watching this video and you follow these steps, you are going to see great improvement. Now, a lot of women out there, especially women of color, generally have darker armpits, and this is something that most of the time we are kind of ashamed of. You know, we don't want to show our armpits, or it doesn't smell good. Well, as we all know, it's normal for your armpits to smell, and it's normal for it to look darker, especially if you have melanin in your body, a lot of melanin in your body, like a dark-skinned lady, a woman of color. You are going to have a darker armpit, my sister. But of course, you want to do things to make it look better and smell good. Before we get into all those things, if you haven't seen this face before, you're welcome to the channel. I'm a lifestyle and beauty content creator based in Ontario, Canada, and I share great content. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much, friends, for coming back. I love you. What you need to know about the armpits is it's located in a place that causes friction. Now, what happens when you have friction in your body, especially as a woman of color? Of course, you're going to get hyperpigmentation. So the first thing you need to understand is you don't want to further irritate your armpits. Now, there are a couple of things you're doing that is causing irritation to your armpits, which you need to cut down. The first is spraying perfume in your armpits. Some of you, find yourself in situations where you are feeling embarrassed that your armpits is smelling, and the next thing you have is a spray bottle in your bag and you just spray it in your armpit. Well, let me let you know that is not good for your armpit, because it contains certain chemicals, alcohol, things that are not good, chemicals that are not good for your armpits. It's going to further irritate your armpits, which is not good. The next thing that you need to stop using frequently is antiperspirants. A couple of you prefer not to sweat. You don't want to smell, you don't want to sweat, so you'd rather use antiperspirant. Antiperspirant is not something that you should be using on a frequent basis, because it blocks the sweat from coming out. It doesn't make you sweat, and the armpit is designed to sweat. Your sweat glands are designed to work. It balances your temperature. That's called homeostasis. So it's totally normal for you to sweat. However, if you have events where you have a performance or a show to do, and it's going to take a couple of hours, you don't want to sweat or smell, it's okay for you to use antiperspirants in those instances, but obviously not something you're going to be using every day. Which brings me to deodorant. I personally do not use deodorant, and it's because I've never felt comfortable using it. As I was growing up as a teenager, I tried a couple of deodorants. They were quite irritating for me. I stopped it, either a roll-on form or a spray form, and ever since I've been able to find my own routine, what works for me. Now, a lot of you are so addicted to deodorants that your body is so used to it that if you do not use deodorant, you're going to be smelling a lot, especially for guys, because they have a lot of hair in their armpit. Now, I'm still going to come to hair in your armpit, but maybe try out some natural deodorants, because there are some deodorants that have perfumes, that have chemicals, alcohol, that are actually not very good for you. They will irritate your armpits. So maybe try something else. If at all you're going to use deodorant, reduce the amount of time you use it. But natural deodorants work great. I mean, there's a lot of them that they're developing now, and a lot of reviews have come from it, like, oh, these are good products and they do well with people's body. So if you find deodorants irritating, you can try using a natural deodorant instead. If you constantly have hair in your armpit growing, you're literally growing, cultivating hair in your armpit, there's no how it's not going to smell. Most of the time, women don't have issues with removing hair from their armpits. But I know there's this movement now of women wanting to keep their armpit hair, which it's cool. Do you? One thing you have to know is that if you have hair in your armpit, because you have sweat glands there, the hair can harbor bacteria and dirt, and with all that bacteria and dirt, there will be smelly armpits. So that's one of the reasons why your armpit smells. And trust me, you can easily, some of you be like, oh, I'm a clean girl, I don't do this, I don't do that, there shouldn't be bacteria. Trust me, there's bacteria all over your body. We are full of bacteria. That's why we clean up every day. Do you get me? So when it comes to taking out your hair, shaving is one of the ways I personally prefer. Now, I know a lot of people don't like shaving because it causes bumps. Now, if you're predisposed to bumps easily, then shaving is definitely not your go-to for removing your hair. The reason why I love shaving is because I have frequent hair in my body. The other option I would go for is laser hair remover. So laser hair remover is a great way to get rid of your hair, especially if you have frequent hair growing in your body, or even if you don't. If you don't want to keep removing hair every week from your armpit, then you can do laser. Some people get irritated from laser. That's another conversation for another day, but laser is definitely a good option. The other option out there is to wax. Now, you do not want to wax frequently. I see a lot of people trying all sort of wax on their armpit. There are some wax that you guys are using. Like, please, if you want to wax your armpit, go to a professional. If you don't use a professional, make sure you know what you're doing. Like, treat your armpits like your face. That's the rule of thumb. How you treat your face gently and tenderly is how you want to treat your armpits, because the hair there actually is quite soft. It can get irritated easily, it can wrinkle easily, so you actually want to be very gentle with how you go about it. I personally don't like waxing frequently. You can wax like once or twice a month. I think that's good enough. So some of you don't actually know how to properly shave your armpits. The reason why you keep getting cuts and irritation when you're shaving is because you're using the wrong shaving stick. Get a moist shaving stick, a better shaving stick for the armpit, and do not press on your skin. Please, this is so important. When you're shaving, you want to do it lightly. You want to bring the shaving stick as close to your armpit as possible, but you do not want to press it hard on your skin, because if you do that, you're going to cut your skin. There's going to be these micro lacerations on your skin, just tiny cuts on your skin. And when you have that, your skin is open, so it's open to bacteria. So you could also introduce more infection, introduce more irritation into your armpit. So just make sure when you're shaving, you're doing it very gently. Please stop rigorous scrubbing. Your armpit is not a rug that you should be going like this on. Seriously, guys, treat it once again the way you gently treat your face, because it's fragile. So what can you do instead to make your armpit actually look good and smell good? First thing is you want to make sure that you have less hair in your armpits. Exfoliation is great for your armpit, but once again, you do not scrub your armpit harsh. Also, you do not use a scrub that has very sharp stones. Those scrubs that you use for your feet? Please don't use it on your armpits. Use a very mild scrub that you can use on your face on your armpit, and gently scrub it as you do so. So exfoliate your armpits about once a week. The other thing is to apply mask on your armpit. Now you can go for natural mask, and there are a couple of ingredients out there, formulas that people have suggested. You can check them out, like using turmeric, yogurt, milk, those things like that. So you can try that, but if you want to get a mask from a reputable company, something that you use for your face, you can also use it in your armpit. It could be an overnight mask. It could be a mask that will lie there for like 10 minutes and you take off afterwards. Try that kind of a thing. And you also want to do that about once a week to learn to moisturize your armpits. So especially when you have your shower at night, you can try applying a moisturizer in your armpit. The same moisturizer you would use on your body or your face, you can put it in your armpit, just a small quantity of it. So because your armpits can get dry easily, especially at night or when you clean it up and you're not out sweating, you want to apply moisturizer just to keep it moist and keep the skin looking fresh and not all wrinkled up. And the last thing you can do for your armpits, which I personally do, it's my favorite thing I do every single day. This is what I do to keep my armpits smelling good and looking bright. Lemon. Yes, that is my secret ingredient. I've been using this for years, guys, and it works fantastic. Lemon in its concentrated form, in the natural form, it can be too concentrated for you, so it can irritate your armpits if you apply it on your armpits. Also, there are times when you don't want to use lemon, especially if you just shaved your armpit or waxed it, remove the hair there, you don't want to apply concentrated lemon there because it could burn you, it could irritate you. Also, if you're going out in the very hot sun, you don't want to use a concentrated lemon in your armpit, especially if you're wearing short sleeve and it's going to be exposed to the sun, because it can also burn you. So instead of using the natural lemon in its form, I do get lemon juice. So you can dilute your lemon if you want it like 80% lemon, 20% water. That's kind of what I use. But if you're starting off and you have a very sensitive skin, I would advise you to really dilute it, maybe like 50%, and see if that works for you, because obviously it's not going to work for everybody, especially if you have a very sensitive skin. Lemon might not be your guy, but lemon is definitely my guy. My body has been able to acclimatize to using lemon, and that's what I'm emphasizing on. If you're just starting off with lemon, your body might need to acclimatize with it. So in the first couple of days to weeks, you might not see any change, or you might find it a bit irritating. I advise you to dilute it and, you know, maybe discontinue it and try it again another time and see how it works for you up until when your body gets used to it. But lemon is great. It's both a deodorizer and a brightening ingredient. So it doesn't only take away the smell there, but it also brightens the armpit, and it works great, especially when you use it for a long period of time. You'll just find out that it's extremely easy. So that is what I use. So lemon is a natural deodorant, and that's what I use for my armpit. I do not use bleaching cream. So please guys, do not use bleaching cream in your armpit. It's so harmful. I like to go with the small lemons that you can get from dollar stores, because that one, I don't like to have a big bottle of lemon that I have in the house for months. I like to quickly use them off. So I use it like maybe once I finish one bottle in a month or in a month and a half, and I get a new bottle. I prefer it that way. I also like this particular brand because it's enclosed. You know, there's little space that allows hair or any sort of dirt to come into the lemons, which I really like. So I pour it on a cotton swab and I use it to swab my armpit just lightly, and that's it. And I go out and I'm fine. If you're starting off with lemon, try to use it, rinse it off, and then you can go out. If you're in a very hot climate, there is no doubt that in some cases you might need to use a deodorant. In some cases, obviously not every day. You know you have a very important event where you're going to be hugging people, doing this, doing that. You might use an antiperspirant or a deodorant. I think that should be fine. I personally could do that. I'm not like against not using deodorants at all. I'm just saying minimize the use of it or go in the direction of a natural deodorant. I personally use lemon as my natural deodorant. Also, if you're in a hot climate, another reason why your armpit might be smelling and looking dark is because of the outfit you're constantly wearing. If you like to wear a black outfit that is all tied up, long sleeve, your armpit is going to be prone to smelling because you're not allowing air inside, okay? So try to wear things like linen. Linen is a great material for hot weather. I personally love it. You wear more loose outfits. You could also wear some short sleeves, something to just allow air blow through your armpit. That being said, there are also other conditions that could make your armpit dark, which is, for example, if you're pregnant, some people, because of their hormones, they get dark neck, dark armpits. You know, even some people, due to medical conditions like what they call acanthosis nigricans, something like that, they get darker crease, you know, their neck, their armpits. And that could be as a result of obesity, diabetes. So things like that, you obviously want to talk to your healthcare practitioner, you know, see your doctor and see what they can advise or recommend for you to do. And obviously, if that condition improves, your body will go back to the normal state in which it is. So your armpit could get brighter. But for any other person out there that, you know, everything is fine, you just want to brighten your armpit, make it look better, make it smell better, follow this advice, follow these steps that I've given to you guys, and I guarantee you're going to see improvement. The most important part of all of this is consistency. Now, if you're not doing these things consistently, you will not see improvement. So try to do these things consistently. Look for a routine that works for you. If there's anything you're doing to brighten your armpit, to make it smell good, and you think it's safe, you think other people can learn from, please let me know down in the comment box below if there's any of those tips I have not mentioned in this video. That brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching so far. If you did enjoy this video and found it valuable, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'll see you guys in my next video or in my other videos. In the meantime, keep your light shining. Bye guys.